Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. Each week, one of us selects an artist to bring to the panel for everyone to listen, discuss, and rank the studio albums. We'll also be mentioning but not ranking any notable non-studio album releases along the way. This week, it's my pick. I'm Jason. And it's Alice in Chains. That means that I hold the slap button so nobody say anything dumb or my finger might slip. With me is Tim.
Greetings.
And Bill.
I'm the man in the box.
Yeah. If you like this content, hit the thumbs up as well. It really helps the channel out. Consider subscribing and follow along with us. It's much appreciated. I just wanted to say this past Saturday was my birthday, and you guys didn't wish me a happy birthday. I thought we were closer than that.
Happy late birthday.
Yeah, even though we're recording this in April, and my birthday's in May, so.
Wait a minute.
Let's do
Facebook
the
didn't tell me it was
again.
your birthday, so I missed it. No!
You missed it a month
Well,
later.
actually, we still have a chance. It's still a happy late birthday. Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of
But
like
it's
Back to
already
the
happened.
Future.
We're filming this in the future.
Yeah,
And we
just
already fucked up the future.
we just gotta get a flux capacitor, go back to the future, and we'll be okay.
There you go. All right.
I can't drive 88.
So yeah, we're doing Alice in Chains. It's one of the big four grunge bands.
Yeah.
Only one more left to go.
Yeah.
A little bit of history, background with the band. Tim, why don't you start us off? What's your history /
Sure.
relationship?
I definitely heard of Facelift first, so I've been aware of them since at least 1990. In the 90s, I preferred the acoustic stuff more, but they always had a couple songs on the electric albums and or soundtracks that I thought were really rad. They were never a band, though, that I was, like, obsessed with. I never had to have everything. So while I have owned a couple of these albums over the years, I have not owned them all. But I was aware of all of the albums and had listened to them. So it wasn't a completely new discography for me. But yeah, it's never been one of my favorites. They've always just kind of been there and I've been aware of them. And they've had stuff I liked. So it's a casual relationship.
Very casual.
Yeah.
Keep it on the DL.
We're still seeing other people, but we get together once every couple of weeks to have dinner, drinks, see what happens.
You never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's going to happen. Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah, I've gone on the record. If you go back and watch our Soundgarden reviews, maybe I said Alice in Chains was probably my least liked of the big four grunge bands.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was, Facelift, Dirt. I probably heard Dirt first, and then went back to Facelift because 1992 was obviously a big fucking year in music. Go check out our album of the decade 1990 series for that. But by 1995, I picked up Tripod. I had the purple version CD case of it. And that's pretty much where I dropped off. I didn't hear any of the Duvall stuff until we had to cover them on this show. So I'm like half I know the discography, half I don't, or I didn't going into this. But my relationship is and same with you, Kat. You call up Alice in Chains, on a Saturday night. Hey, baby, what you doing?
Yeah, right.
Type situation. So
I'm just here to call the rooster.
Just here to call. I'm the man in the box, baby.
Right.
Would you?
All right. What about you, Bill? What's your relationship with Alice in Chains?
Um, I would say less than casual. We meet up. Oh yeah, they're the person you meet up with every year or so from high school. It's like, oh yeah, you still exist. Good to see you again. Um, I
Small
mean,
talk, chit chat.
exactly. Like, oh, you see each other in grocery store. Oh, how you doing? Oh, you know, how are your frogs doing? Oh yeah, that's great to hear. Um, let's see. I mean, go check out 92. Won't do any spoilers here on where I put Dirt on that one, but go check it out because Dirt was in my top 10 for the year 1992.
Deservedly
Um,
so.
I'll say this very similar to Jason. I knew this stuff from the 90s, which is counterintuitive because I wasn't alive for that. Everything I
But that's the
was,
stuff they still play on the radio
yes,
and,
they do.
in commercials and your friend's basement
Exactly.
on the daily, for sure.
Yep. And then everything from when I've been alive was not familiar with before listening to this discography. So it was a new listen.
Interesting. But checks out with how the 2000s played out.
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it.
Yeah, we'll get to those
We'll see
albums.
when we get there, yeah.
All right, so let's we're starting off with 1990s Facelift, which did not make the we're not going to spoil it. Go watch our 1990 video. But we're talking Facelift. Tim, why don't you start us off since you this was your entry point?
Yeah, okay. Um, my notes are a little thin. I did listen to it again in preparation for this. I won't go song by song though. Man in the Box is just a bona fide classic. You're not going to go wrong with it. We Die Young. Yeah, I know it's a popular song. It's all right though. Now that Jason has been checking everybody's first lines in the discography, I'm checking them now too, and I can't wait to see what Jason says about this one.
What would you give it? One
Same
out of
with
five.
CSR.
What would you?
1 out of 5.
Yeah, 1 out of 5. What would you give the opening lines of this discography?
1.
Okay.
But that's just me. Yeah, I mean, Sea of Sorrow's great. Bleed the Freak's great. I can't remember. It's okay. Love, Hate, Love. I know it's a fan favorite. For me, it's okay. It's just there. It still kind of reeks of late 80s power ballad glam metal.
Damn right it does.
Yeah.
Bill's here to represent.
And I get where like this is a good bridge album between those two genres.
Mm-hmm.
Not only as far as what the companies want to push on you at radio, but as far as just public taste in general. There was a big shift there from the late 80s to the early 90s. And this is a bridge album. It fits easily just as well in either camp, I think. It Ain't Like That is probably my favorite song on the album. It is a top song contender. Love the riff, love the vocals. Great song. It's pretty much like anytime somebody mentions Alice in Chains to me, that's the song that pops in my head. Like that's quintessential Alice in Chains. The rest of the album, like it's good. There's nothing terrible about it, but especially in hindsight, yeah, Lane sounds great. The production sounds great, but these are all just Guns N' Roses songs.
Damn. I got some shit to say.
And cool, I get it. this is, I get it's a classic album, but it's never really sat well with me. And I don't know, maybe like in 1990, like in that magical time where people were stopping listening to glam and really kind of finding like the 90s sound, there was a whole bunch of bands that kind of fit in between, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Faith No More and Ugly Kid Joe, and now Alice in Chains, where they're a cross between a couple different genres and you could throw them in any direction.
Well, if you remember, if you go back and you watch our 1990 video, Facelift didn't even make the top 10 for anybody.
Sure.
So
Didn't even make my top 10.
yeah, you weren't even there yet. It didn't make your top 10.
And while I enjoy the songs individually, like if they pop up on the radio or in somebody's playlist, I definitely have the ones I prefer. And as an album, it gets a little. It's not my favorite.
Oh man, I'm going next then, you motherfucker.
Okay.
Oh, all right then.
We Die Young.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Yeah, I ain't coming up.
Harambe!
I ain't coming at you too hard here. Opening lines of the discography are Scary's on the Wall, Scary's on his way. I give it a 1 out of 5. We've had much better opening lines from other bands.
It's a cool melody, but he's not saying anything.
Right, yeah, the lyrics, you know, go watch The Descendants or COC if you want some good opening lines. Anyway, We Die Young, though, does come out swinging, and that 1-2 punch with Man in the Box is... Man in the Box, it's a fucking classic. I don't remember We Die Young being a single, but damn did MTV and rock radio not play Man in the Box every hour. It stands the test of time. It still fucking kicks ass.
They still play it every hour on the hour here.
Yes, they do.
It still fucking kicks ass, dude. That's such a good song. Sea of Sorrow, if that was the opening track, it would have gotten a 4 out of 5 for those opening lines. Mind of destructive taste, I choose to stroll amongst the waste. The song is decent. I love the piano. I wish they would have put more piano in their songs. Bleed the Freak, I can't think of another modern day song that uses the word thine as well as Alice in Chains. And the slow bridge with Fucking Tired is so good. I can't remember great lyrics, but musically it's slow, it's sludgy, it's kind of boring. Love, Hate, Love, again, great lyrics, a few interesting drum sections spread out, but the guitar riffs are super boring to me. It Ain't Like That, I love the vocal melody on the verses, but the music along with the production it doesn't really stand out to me. Sunshine has a great pace, the guitars drive it home, some cool start-stops amplified with the drums and tempo changes. Of course, fucking Lane is great as always. Put You Down, remove the guitar tones and Lane's vocals, and this could have been a Cinderella song. Take that as you will. Confusion suffers the same tracks as 5 through 7. It's great lyrics, but kind of boring music. I Know Something About You brings some energy towards the back half, which was much fucking needed. I Know Something is great. I love the start and stops. Okay, the real thing. Maybe the second best closer. Some of the best lyrics on the fucking album.
Yeah.
One of the riffs reminds me of...
No, I can't go more than 3.
I'm going to say it's second best.
Okay.
Maybe you'll convince me later on, but I'm going to go second.
Okay.
Maybe third, if I'm pushing it.
Yeah, I can't go above 3.
One of those main riffs, though, reminds me of Metallica's Inner Sandman. It had that dun, 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 dun. It was a little slower, but it does come out a year before Inner Sandman.
Well, we'll get into Metallica trying to sound like Alice in Chains here very shortly.
Yeah. What was that, 96? Yeah, I'm not going to read my final thoughts on it. That'll spoil it. Bill, what about you? How was your facelift experience?
Well, it was an experience. Let me say that here. We Die Young. I thought it was an okay opener. Not great, not bad. It was okay. Man in the Box. Now, this song I have some thoughts on.
Well, let me get my fingers over here by the slap button. What's your
Oh, yeah.
thoughts?
So I'll just read what I wrote exactly here. I know we hadn't released anything yet at this time, but whenever I hear this song, I cannot help but think of Jack Black singing it. Especially that opening line, like School of Rock Jack Black. Just picture him in his teaching uniform trying to explain to his kids that there's a man in the box.
Well, what he did teach those kids was a bunch of classic jams. And
Yes,
so
he
this
did.
would fit right in on that curriculum.
Yes, it would.
Okay.
But
No slap needed.
so that's just my thought whenever I hear that album. That's the image that comes to mind. Or that song. Sea of Sorrow, that song's really, it's just not for me. It's not a bad song, but not my jive. Um, let's see. Bleed the Freak. Did I hit repeat? Oh wait, no I didn't. The guitar solo was actually like that, better than I did on Sea of Sorrow. So I thought Bleed the Freak, a lot better than Sea of Sorrow, but it was just kind of alright for me. I can't remember. You're right. I can't. As I thought it was pretty forgettable at times, honestly.
Okay.
Love, Hate, Love. Pretty damn good song. I love the vocals and the quiet kind of alternating instrumental thing they do between the drums and the guitar and everything. I thought that was pretty cool that they did. Um, let's see. It Ain't Like That. It doesn't really stand out compared to anything to me. Just kind of blends in at times with the rest of the songs. I'd say not a bad thing. It's just not noticeable. Sunshine had a cool guitar solo, but the vocals and drums was really nothing exciting going on in it though. Uh, Put You Down, kind of, I don't know, grooving almost with the Put You Down part. I don't know. Which Cinderella comment, all right, kind of makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
Confusion, I was left with confusion in my mind, but I liked it. So something that grew on me as I listened to it more and more. I know something. The guitar is simple, but it's effective. Um, as for the rest, it gives me kind of a 70s disco vibe at times. Not for me, but it's definitely not necessarily bad though because of that. Real Thing. It ends the album with a sexual chocolate taste. Shit, what is the word I wrote there? No, it talks about sexual chocolate to end the album. Top song contender because of this.
Second best closer.
Um, yeah,
Give it up for my boy Randy.
it was my overall as a debut album. It wasn't terrible, but they're gonna do some better stuff down the road.
Yeah, it's pretty solid though. It's solid, but
It's
it is a
solid
little
debut, but
dated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you take out like 2-3 songs, and it really starts to fall apart as a whole. It just kind of sounds like the same start to finish.
Yeah. My final thoughts were it's a great debut. It's dark. It's atmospheric. It's a blatant cry for help. Looking at it objectively, though, my gripes are the slogs of tracks 5 through 7. They're not bad. They're just not as good as the rest. And the production, it has the same problem I have with Pearl Jam's 10. And that most of, if not all, the songs sound very similar and like flat production wise.
Well, and I think they were both recorded at the same studio, right?
That would make sense.
I can't remember where 10 was fucking recorded.
Like nothing really pops minus Man in the Box. Spotify did play Love Buzz right after, so that was cool. But yeah, it's a solid debut, but there's no hashtag first album bias here. They do get better.
We have to rank it yet. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, we got to rank it.
I mean, it's an easy rank. I'm putting it at number 1. And Facelift was recorded at the same studio as 10, and Temple of the Dog, and Mother Love Bone, and Louder Than Love, and Sap, and the Blind Melon album, and Dirt, and the Candlebox album, and Jar of Flies. And
some of those albums sound better though than
Nickelback recorded there, Three Doors Down recorded there, Melissa Etheridge recorded there, MXPX, Local H.
I guess because I've already made a thumbnail, we do need to talk about Sap on this video. We're not ranking this.
No
this
problem.
This is one of those notable releases. Did you guys listen to Sap?
I did.
I did not get around to it this week.
Okay. I did.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
Okay, since I listened to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, technically you got 5 songs here on the original album's track 5 was hidden, so you only thought you got 4. And the first 2, Brother and Got Me Wrong, are top song contenders. Straight up. Those are great. Right Turn, track 3, is credited to Alice Mudgarden. And of course has Mark Arm and Chris Cornell on there. And if I remember correctly, isn't Ann Wilson on that one as well? No, she's on the other 2. Okay.
Yeah, she's on the...
Yeah, she's on Brother and Am I Inside, which is a good song too. I think that's probably my least favorite song on the little EP. Yeah, and then the hidden track is like, you can tell they're just having fun switching instruments in the studio. Just a little nonsense. But yeah, like Brother and Got Me Wrong are absolute classic Alice in Chains songs, top song contenders. Both will resurface on the Unplugged album later.
Yeah. That kind of mirrors my notes. Brother, you get a Cantrell song, singing the whole song for the first time. Super sad lyrics that even though I can't relate to, you can still fucking, you feel it. Got Me Wrong. Gonna be honest, I forgot all about this song until revisiting it for this video. And holy shit, what a song. Right Turn, I love that acoustic Alice in Chains sound. Plus you got Mark Arm and Chris Cornell on it. I mean, Am I Inside, a little long, not too much going on. It's not bad. It's not a top song contender either. It's there. The backing vocals are great though. Which is, of course, Tim already touched on. And the hidden track is, it's there. It exists. It's a good EP. It's not as good as some other EPs we'll get to later, but, it does have some fucking... That 1-2 punch in the beginning is something.
And then you get Chris Cornell.
Yeah, then you get fucking Chris Cornell and Mark Arm.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
All right,
yeah, you get Chris and Eddie Vedder on the Temple of the Dog.
Yep.
And then you get Lane and Lanigan on the Mad Season album. So here you get like a cross between that, where you finally get Lane and Chris.
That late 80s, early 90s was very incestuous with
Yeah, oh yeah,
these
yep,
bands. The big
yep,
four grunge.
yep. They all work together. Kurt's on the Lanigan solo albums.
Lanigan's on those fucking great Nirvana
Yep,
unreleased
yep.
Lead Belly covers. Some good shit. So it automatically goes number one until we get to Dirt. Will Dirt overthrown it?
And then it automatically goes to number 2.
Yeah, well, who knows?
You
Who
never know.
knows? Yeah, you don't know.
You never know, but I mean,
Some of us might have hated
Spoilers.
fucking
So-
Dirt. No, nobody hated fucking Dirt. If you hate Dirt, you got fucking problems. Yeah, stick around, like, subscribe. Be safe. And what, Tim?
make fun all the time, every time.
Decisions.
All.